I'm just going to zoom over to my chair and we'll get started. We're continuing still with our focus. It's our last week actually on our focus for our Manipura chakra, our solar plexus, so our power center. So this is our place that we sort of have our ability to follow our dreams, to pursue sort of our intentions, trust our intuition, trusting in our judgment. So, but also I think about creating our healthy boundaries and listening to our own body and our, like they sometimes say, the gut brain. So trusting your instincts, really, your woman's intuition. So we'll just start finding a focus on the breath. I'll just move my chair just a tiny bit that way. Okay. So get comfortable in your chair. Hopefully your feet can connect nicely with the earth. So feel that nice connection with the earth, feeling the grounding, that sense of grounding and connection beneath the feet. You might like to close the eyes and begin to tune into the breath. And just remember that this is your time for creating a little quiet, some space, some time for yourself. So putting anything that you were thinking about away until after the class. And just allowing yourself to just be here. So feet are connected, hands where it's comfortable. Your chair is supporting the spine. The chin might be slightly tucked. Just find somewhere where the shoulders can be really soft and you can feel a little lengthening in the back of the neck. And then close the eyes and turn within. Notice your breath. Notice how your breath is flowing today. Listen for the natural rhythm of the breath. And initially just be an observer. Don't try to change the breath. Just be aware if there's any sharpness, any rough edges, any shortness. And then as you breathe, begin to smooth out the breath. Allow the breath to lengthen. Allow the breath to slightly deepen. And then let the inhale and the exhale be relatively even. And take 3 more long, slow breaths. Inhaling, feeling the lungs and then the belly expand. Exhale, the belly and then the lungs contract. Breathing in, long, slow. Breathing out, soft, gentle. One more breath. Bringing some calm, some peace, maybe a little tranquility into your body. finish the next breath, just let the hands float down by the sides. We'll start to move, small gentle movements with the arms and the breath. Just let the backs of the hands just float up, out to the sides, and then let the hands float down. Just feel almost a wave-like movement, a sensation of a little floating. Inhaling, exhaling, very soft, very gentle, very fluid. We'll do one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time when the hands come back to the sides, we're going to bring the arms a little higher, so floating the palms up. You don't have to go too high, but just float the palms towards one another. And exhale, hands come down through the center of the body, coming back to our Anjali Mudra. We'll reverse that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, pressing the palms out, maybe finding a little expansion through the chest, floating the hands down. We'll do that movement twice more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, opening and expanding. Last round, gather up energy, drawing it up through the body, bringing the palms together, allowing that energy to flow down into the body. Inhale, fingertips towards the sky, palms spread out, opening wide, fingertips flowing back down by the side. And then we're going to float the arms up overhead. Now, we don't have to have long arms. You might have sort of soft elbows, so finding somewhere where you have enough space. And then we'll find a little side stretch, so just lengthening over to one side. And then you might drop that arm down. And this top arm might even find a cactus-like shape. Inhale, float that hand back up, palms touch, over to the other side. Same thing, floating the arm down. We'll do one more each side, float up, over, arm floats down, and you can turn and gaze towards the armpit. Inhale, back up, over, arms up overhead, hands down through heart center. Floating the hands down to rest on the thighs. We'll start with a little bit of movement into the neck, so just dropping the chin down towards the throat. Inhaling to lift the gaze towards the sky. Tucking the chin, feel that length in the back of the neck. Shoulders really soft away from the ears. Inhale, lift the gaze. Chin lifts slightly. We'll do one more, chin down. And gaze up. And we'll bring the chin back to tuck in towards the throat, and then just let that left ear drop over towards the left shoulder. We'll do a little semicircle, so continuing with that movement, semicircling around, bringing right ear to right shoulder, One more each side, tucking the chin, neck stretch on that right side, and then rotation, neck stretch on the left side. Bring the chin forward, and then lifting the gaze. Beautiful. Continuing with movements into the neck and shoulders. This time we're going to lift the right arm up. So depending on what feels the right thing in your body, you might extend and have a long arm, or you might have a cactus arm. The arm isn't really sort of important, so if your arm's here, and then as we lower the arm, you're going to lower the palm down towards the ground, and back towards the leg, and turn in the opposite direction. So inhale to lift up, gazing up, exhale, floating arm down, turning away. Now I'll show you what it looks like if you did it with a cactus arm. Floating down. So choose what arm movement feels right for you. Do one more each side. Inhale and exhale. Just sort of working into the opposite sort of stretch in the neck, like a counter posture, and floating down. Beautiful. And then let's bring both arms up to expand through the heart. Just feel a little back bend there, so sort of cactus arms broadening through the chest, and then floating the hands down. We'll do that twice more. So inhale, open, expand, exhale, hands down. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Lifting right arm, extend it up as much as is comfortable. And then we're going to bend that elbow and bring the hand just to touch the base of the neck. Extend the arm up. So you might, if you're sort of, it's uncomfortable to be too lengthened, just have a soft elbow, and then bring the arm straight out. So gaze forward. So lift up, inhale, exhale, bend into the elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale out. Do one more movement in each direction. Lift, bend, extend, arms out from the shoulder. We're just going to do a little rotation here. So we're going to just try and see if your thumb, which at the moment your thumb is sort of facing forward, see if you can turn your thumb around towards the back wall, or even a little further. You can watch the first time, but if you can keep the gaze forward, and then we're going to bring the thumb back forward and then under, and see if we can rotate the thumb towards the back or the other way. So this is called shoulder flossing. So just be gentle on your body, but you can just feel a little bit of sort of stimulation into the shoulder. So we'll do maybe a couple more. So thumb back, thumb forward and back, and we'll bring the thumb back towards the wall, and then rotate the arm round so your palm is facing back, and then bring that forearm or that back of that hand in to just the back, the low back. So it might be this part or this part that's resting behind you. And then dropping the left ear back towards the left shoulder. Once again, feeling that lovely stimulation into that neck. And then we'll do that little half circle rotation. So dropping the chin down and letting the sort of right ear circle towards the right shoulder. We're not dropping that one down too far, but we're just moving away from that stretch and then moving back. Let's do that one more time. So chin drops down towards the throat, and you just circle towards that shoulder. Chin down. Coming back, relaxing there, letting that left ear really lower towards the left shoulder. Keep that left shoulder lower. If you want a little bit more space in the side of the neck, you can take your left hand and just place it on that right shoulder. So just sort of right towards the edge of the shoulder, away from the side of the neck. So just creating a little bit more weight too. And that's just softening into the shoulder without creating too much sort of stretch or stress in the neck. So if this isn't right for you, you can keep that hand down and continue to stretch into the neck. But you see it's a sort of a little bit more sensation working into that some fascia and that area. And then bring the left hand back, and you can just drop the chin down towards the throat and just bring your head back to center, and then you can lift the gaze. So bringing yourself back, unhooking that hand that was behind you, and you might just like to do a little bit of gentle sort of just beside you, a little bit of soft sort of turning of the hand. So just turning the hand gently, sort of finding, a few muscles in those arms. So just a little bit of rotation there. Okay, and then we'll come to the other side. So once again, it's a lift of the arm, or you might, if you've sort of not got such range of movement, then it might be cactus to the back of the head. So lift, bend into the elbow, base of the neck, or it could be cactus and then the base of the neck. So we'll do one more. Lift, and some of you, if you've got the range of movement, will be out to the side, sorry. Excuse me, we missed a bit out. Inhale, lift. I was too busy trying to find some alternates. And then lowering hand to the back of the neck. We'll just do this one more. Lift and reaching out. And then we'll find that nice flossing of that shoulder on this side. So thumb rotates towards the ball behind you, and then circling round. And just notice, you might find that one side there's a few more sort of, clinks and clunks. Rotating round. One more. Circling round. And then when you bring the palm to face away, we'll bring that in. So behind the back. And then we're dropping the ear away from that side. So right ear is coming down towards the right shoulder. And consciously letting that left shoulder really soften. So we'll do the rotation to the neck first, which just frees everything up a little more. So chin down, little half circle around. Other way, chin down, rotating back, and just making the movement your own, so knowing what's actually feeling the best for you. And when you come back to where you're looking away from that arm that's behind the back, then perhaps you take that opposite hand and just place it on the shoulder, just to draw that shoulder down a little bit more. Just reminding it to relax and soften. One more breath. And comes back to rest. Dropping the chin down towards the throat. Gazing forward, releasing the arm. And maybe that soft little rotation into the arm, just to get rid of any tension that you've held there. Let's just work into a little few movements into the side body, a little twist. So bringing the hands, crossing the wrists. So you've got one hand on each shoulder, finding a little bit of length, elbows in front. Take a breath in, and then exhale, little twist to the right. Inhale back, twist to the left. Back to centre. We'll do one more each side. You can see how this movement here, you have a great range of movement. You're working more into our sort of lower, our lumbar spine with the rotation. And then bring your arms into I Dream of Jeannie arms. Once you've done those, two twists in each direction. This time we'll start twisting to the left first, so a little twist in the body. Coming back to centre, other direction. Back to centre. One more each side. And back. Fingertip to fingertip. So elbows are lifted nice. If you need a rest, just pause. You can always just visualize if you feel like arms are getting a little bit weary. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more each side. And notice how as the arms become wider, you've got more of the spine is able to move. And then we'll just bring ourselves into like a cactus position. So a little bit more broadening. You can have the arms even all the way out. And sort of find that nice expansion there. Back to centre. Open. Inhale back. One more in each direction. Back. Inhale. Inhale back to centre, palms come to connect at heart centre. Beautiful. And one more movement into the shoulders, into the sort of back. So palms pressing firmly into each other, elbows quite lifted. We're just going to press the hands over to one side and turn and look in the other direction. Inhale, coming back. Other side. Inhale. Exhale. And out. Hands back to heart centre. Pressing the palms out and away, expanding and broadening through the back. And that nice big space there. Lift the hands up. Don't have to be too high. Once again, you could find a cactus if you want to. You'll find a side stretch, so lengthening over to one side. Coming back up. Going to the other side. Back up. And then just float the hands behind, lean forward. So this is sort of like an arrowhead, but I feel like you're a little bit like an aeroplane. You'll be the lady on the Rolls Royce car. Hands come back to heart centre. We'll do that one more time. So pressing away maybe your clasp as your non-familiar. Feel that expansion and broadening through the back. Nice concave belly. Inhale, lifting up, find cactus. Side stretch, one side. Coming up, other side. Coming up, floating the hands, leaning forward. Beautiful, and it creates a nice sort of space in the chest. Fabulous. Lifting yourself back up. Let's do a little bit of movement into our spine now. So we'll just start with maybe a few rounds of cat-cow. You can sort of start with a small movement in the spine and start to make it a little larger. So I'll just turn sideways in case some of you haven't done your cat-cow before. So feet connecting, hands can be wherever they are. And we're just finding a broadening through the chest. You can even start small where you just create that little movement in our pelvis and then slowly start to bring more movement into the body. Now, this doesn't have to be too prescriptive, so you can do wiggles or squiggles or circles or sways. So just listen to your body and listen to your spine and just see what your spine feels like it needs. So if it needs a little sort of sway from side to side or a little sort of shimmy, then make the movement quite organic. Something that feels really nice in your body. This cat-cow is great for creating sort of space in the spinal column. Fluidity and a little bit more flexibility. Now, if you want that movement to be a little larger, you can add some arms like we did before. You can broaden and open, so really expanding through the chest. And then when you round, you can bring the forearms to touch, chins tucking down. So opening out and then finding that rounding. Do 3 more of whatever movement feels good for you. Feel that wonderful expansion, extending through the chest. It's our Anahata Chakra, our heart space, our loving center. Round. Making this your last one. Open and turning within. Bring the hands down. And we'll do a little bit of a circling movement if you didn't do that before. Well, if you did that before, you can do some more. And so starting with maybe a small movement. And then if you want to make it a little bigger, you can bring the feet a little wider, and you can start with sort of seeing how it feels with the feet slightly wider or moving them really wide. And the movement, once again, you can create a large rotation in the body. For this one, if you want to get really big, you need to get quite close to the edge of the chair. So find where you're comfortable, not too close to the edge of the chair, but somewhere where you can really lean back if you want to. Make sure the feet are nicely connected with the earth so you can sort of still have that support, sort of feedback of the earth. So a couple more circles in this direction. And then when you're ready, changing, going the other way. Circling round. Do 2 more nice big movements. You can do an extra one if you need to even up. And coming back to stillness, bringing the hands back to heart center. This is our seated goddess pose. Feel the length in the spine. Feel a connection of the earth beneath the feet. Take 1 more breath here. We're going to move into 1 more side stretch. So left forearm can come to rest on the left thigh. You could actually just place the palm there if that's possible. And then I'm going to start with my right hand just at my right hip. So just lifting up out of that hip, finding a nice length through the side body. If you want to create a little bit more space, you might lift your hand and bring it up to the shoulder. You can bring it into a cactus, or you could extend the arm long overhead. So any of these options, choose one that feels the right one for you. I'll keep my hand here on my shoulder. So starting with that long length. And then drop that top shoulder so you can sort of draw yourself almost like you're curling inwards. So you're bringing that shoulder down. Notice the broadening and expansion through the upper back. Inhale to open back up, and you could even gaze up towards the armpit, or if your hand's on the shoulder towards the hand. We'll do that once more, so rounding, sort of dropping that shoulder down. Feel that nice broadening through the back. Send the breath into that back. Inhale. Little gaze up. Release that hand that's overhead, just float it back down and bring that right hand to that right thigh. Really sort of flattening the body out a little so you're creating that nice stretch through the side body. Maybe the hand is on the hip or the shoulder, cactus or up overhead. Listen to your body, and what you did on the other side might be quite different than what you do on this side. Let's drop that shoulder. We'll find the expansion through the back. Inhale to lift the shoulder, gazing towards the armpit. We'll do that once more. Shoulder drops forward. Inhale, lifting up, lengthening through the side body. Floating that hand back down. Take a moment. Maybe you bring the hands to the inner thighs and just see if you can just bring the legs a little wider, lifting up through the body. One more round of breath here. Beautiful. And then walking the feet back towards one another. So heel toe the feet. So they're about hip width distance apart. We'll do a little movement into our extremities. So lifting the left foot, we'll do a circle into the ankle, and you might even add in the right wrist. So finding 3 or 4 circles in each direction. Just creating that flexibility into our ankles and wrists. They don't kind of get this movement very often, so it's really nice to sort of free them up, allow the blood to flow. Place that foot down, move to the other side, so right ankle and then the left wrist. You might find one side is a little tighter. This one of mine is quite a bit tighter than the other side, so it's nice to find this movement. Okay. And then if you want to do both ankles and both wrists at the same time, it is easier if you're sitting a little further back in the chair. So scoot back if you need to, and then if you don't like that, you could do the ankles and then the wrists together, or carry on with doing one side and then the other, moving in both directions. Beautiful. And then releasing down. Now I've got you moving forward. We should actually do a little bit of a walk. See if you can walk yourself a little further forward and then walk yourself back. Depends. If you've got wheels on your chairs, don't attempt this. You'll end up flying through the room or something. I wouldn't like to cause that. Okay, and then come so you're sort of towards the front of the chair where there's a little bit more space again. Hands can be down by the sides, and we're going to lift the right knee. So keeping length through the body, lowering that down. Lifting left knee and lower. We'll do one more each side. Lift, lower, lift, lower. This time we're going to add the arms as well. Now once more, that could be cactus or long arms. So I'm going to do cactus. So inhale, lift the leg and cactus arms. Or do cactus one unless you want to, lowering down. Other side, lift and lower. Let's do one more each side here. Lift. So this is like a seated lunge. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to have a play with the seated warrior 3. So we'll start with just the leg movement. So the options are, we want to sort of open the gate. So you could slide the leg out to the side. So that might be your movement, or you could lift and open and close. So we'll do that open out. So this time open out and then find your warrior 3 arms. So here we are. And bringing the arms back down, bringing the leg in. And try that on the other side. So working out, you might open the leg out, sliding back. You could lift and open and place it down. Lifting and bringing it back. You can use your hands here too. Lift and open. And even if you're adding the arms come later, so that might be your movement. And then if you need to help the leg a little bit, come back. There you are. So now we're going to add them together. So we'll do a couple of versions. So let's start with, it's quite nice, we call them bus stop number 1. The bus stop number 1 will be our lunge. And then we're going to bring that foot down and slide it out, and then extend the arms. Bring the foot back, lifting back up into cactus, knees lifted, floating down. And try that on the other side. So inhale, lift. And I did forget, there's one more option, which could be the toes still connecting. So this might be your option. Instead of having the leg fully lifted, you might just come up onto the tiptoe of that foot. And then you can flatten that down, extend to the side, extend the arms. Slide that foot back in, come into cactus, and you might have the leg lifted or you might be on the toe. Float the arms down. Do one more each side. So if that felt like the right thing for you, the movement we just did, stick with that. If you'd like to do, the only difference is we're just going to lift the leg to open and lift it back to close. So see, you do you. So lifting up or coming onto the toe. Turning to the side, bringing that leg around, finding warrior 3. Arms come up, knee comes back, floating down. So lift. Now, could be cactus or could be extended arms. Opening out, warrior 3. Inhale up, floating down. Perfect. Now we've done a bit of work into those legs. We're going to take 2 seconds to just stretch out the legs before we have our rest, since we've worked so hard, and I think we might have started a couple of minutes later, so we'll have an extra minute here. So extending, oh yes, there's enough room, you can see. I'll just come on my side though, because then it's easier. So long leg, not too much tension in the back of the knee, so if that needs to be soft, then stay like that. We don't want it completely locked out, we just want a bit of engagement, a long leg, maybe a flexed foot or a pointed toe, depending on your body. So we're going to lift the same arm as the extended leg. So the other hand, you could place the palm on the low back, just to support the back. So lifting up, inhale, cactus maybe, and folding forward. Now there is one more version, so we can lift back up. If you've done enough lifting of your arm at this stage, you can keep the hand on the leg, and this is our fold. We're going to just slide the hand down and slide the hand back up. So we'll do one more, whichever feels good for you. Lift and fold. And that might look like rolling back up. And then we'll swap, we'll go the other side. So I'm going to shimmy round. So this knee's bent and that one's extended. Be half off my chair. Okie dokie. So hand behind me, giving my back a nice support. Inhale, lift up if that's in your practice, or keep the hand there, slowly sliding and falling. You can feel how nice this feels, just soothing and stretching out the back of the legs, sliding back up. So we'll do that twice more, lifting, beautiful, folding. Lifting up. And once more. Lifting up, floating that hand down, and then just one time, have a play with both legs, so if it's comfortable, and we're only going to slide down, so both legs extended, sliding forward. Might not come that far. Take an extra breath at the bottom. Gently rolling the body back up, unrolling. When you get to the top, just bend the knees, draw the knees back in. Slowly slide yourself back to where you're comfortable and supported on your chair. I'm just going to do 3 gentle shoulder rolls to just finish off. So shoulders lifting forward, up and down the back. Forward, up and down. One more in this direction, just take your time. And then reverse it. And last one. Beautiful. Fantastic. And then just come back to that place where we started, where you feel that grounded connection. So feet connecting with the earth, spine fully supported by the chair, hands wherever you'd like them to be. You could have the palms up or the palms down. I'm going to come a little closer because I don't have my microphone today and I tend to talk a bit quieter when I'm starting to do the relaxation. So find where you feel comfortable. Maybe close the eyes or let the gaze go watery soft. Just feel the whole body relaxing and softening. Breathing in a sense of calm, a sense of peace. Feel yourself becoming completely tranquil and serene. Feel the breath as it flows through the body, moving any last vestiges of tension. Feeling the energy flowing freely through the whole body, creating a sensation of softness. As you inhale, feel a sense of peace flowing through the whole body with the breath. Allow yourself to completely relax and soften. Whole face, whole body, comfortable, relaxed, at ease. And as you bring awareness to that Manipura chakra once more, feel the body being energized, being invigorated. Feel a warming golden light flowing through the whole body, bringing that sense of power and purpose to your being. Taking a few more breaths now, sending loving, healing energy to any part of your body that you feel needs it right now. Breathing in, sending that loving breath through your being. Taking a couple more breaths, feeling the nurturing of the breath. Feel loved, feel cherished. Now notice the weight of your physical body connecting with your chair. Bring your awareness back to your body. Gently now bring a little movement into fingers, into toes. Wiggling fingers, wriggling toes. Bring the palms of the hands together, rub them. Create a little warmth. Feel the heat between the hands. Placing those warming, energizing hands over the eyes, slowly opening and closing the eyes behind the hands. Rub the hands together again. Covering the eyes once more. Blink, blink. Take your hands and wrap them around your shoulders. Give yourself a great big hug. Say in your mind, I feel energized. I feel invigorated. Unwrapping the arms, wrapping them in other directions. Saying in your mind, I am filled with a sense of serenity and calm. When you're ready to release the hug, bringing your hands back into your Anjali Mudra at heart center. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. The inner power and purpose in me sees and acknowledges the inner power and purpose in all of you. Namaste.